Hello everybody, Pretzel Road here, and I just realized that I was a massive idiot. So I just started building a bunch of stuff. I forgot to hit the record button. So I got about 7 minutes in, and I realized I hadn't recorded any of it. So basically, what happened was, I reached a population of 7,000, which was a milestone that we talked about in the last video, being the one that had just about everything in it. And one of the things we unlocked was this, the faculty, which I built over here. I built it sort of close to the city center area with the commercial district and all of that, where everyone wants to be, but not so far over here that it has a very high land value. As you can see, these have very high land values, and I don't want to take those up with anything because I want the high land value areas to stay with the people who will pay the taxes, which are not the faculties or any of the city service buildings that I build. One of the other things that I did was I extended the Pretzel Road bus line all the way down here, and I extended another bus line up, I believe it was this street, for easier access to the buses for people in the new extended areas. And now, the next thing that I'm doing is raising density. So I'm raising density in some of these areas that have higher land values, and I'm replacing them with the high density residential zones, which will contain more people, so hopefully they'll be able to pay more taxes. And as we all know, the taxes are the lifeblood of a true city skylines city. So we'll build out to about here, I think. Maybe we'll do up to here. And we'll call this sort of our city center area. And this will be kind of nice, because this is a European-themed city, raising the density is fine a little bit earlier on, because you don't get, like, downtown-looking things in the middle of a city with a population of 5,000. You just get sort of denser buildings. So it looks a little bit almost like, I don't know, just a historic district even, maybe, in some regards. So we're just going to raise the density up here, probably maybe 2-3 blocks in. Just enough to get more raised density in this area. Yeah. So let's just do all the way out to here. Alright, yeah, so we'll do this block as well. And then the people sort of over out on the right side of the city, on this side of the city, and the people living in the back shouldn't have to worry too much about their density being raised just yet. We're going to lose a few thousand population here, and probably a fair bit of money as well. But it's going to be worth it once all of these places get high density and therefore eventually are able to pay us more in taxes. Alright, here we go. And now we watch as our population immediately plummets to the ground, or like 6,000, more likely. And the other thing about our, I think that we should build a metro here. That's one of the other things we unlocked with our new population rank. And I was just thinking, that the bus line here, if we take a look at how long it is, it's really long and it has 2 stops for each block. So it ends up being a really long stop intensive route. I'm thinking maybe we could build a metro line that goes, in fact I think we will build a metro line that goes through the city, stopping a little bit less frequently and helping to get people more generally to where they need to be, and then maybe they can take a bus line to get to their final destination. So we'll extend it out like that, and it'll just be 3 stops for now. We're doing underground because as much as I like the new above ground metro that came out in the last update, the above ground metros take up land space, whether I do it just on the surface or well above. They take up space that could be used for residential and commercial, so I don't want to do that. I just want to get places for people to get from point A to point B. And that's one of the nice things about the metro, is that it's the only method of transport, I believe, that is that you can have stops located underground for. So you only actually need the 4 tiles of space taken up by each station. One of the other things you might have noticed is that I didn't place these on the corner. There's the only real reason for that is because I like the look of a lot of these corner buildings in the European building style, and so I want to keep the corners available for those nice looking buildings. Oh my goodness, I need 15,000 for this? I think I've paid off the loan already, so I can probably just take out another one, right? Yeah. So I'll just take out a $20,000 loan and extend that out there and create a line. There we go. Alright, so now people will be able to go from here to here to here and not have to worry as much about how long the stops are. And then they'll just be able to connect onto a bus line to get them to their final destination. In theory, this should work very well. In practice, we will have to wait and see. I think it's a shame that that the building above ground is so inconvenient, just at the moment. Not for the realism factor, I like that, but just for the fact that because of that, I won't be able to have those nice metro models driving around the city. Those look so cool. Yeah, so let's just take a look again at our park over here, because I am still incredibly proud of myself for making it break even for a little bit. I guess not anymore. It was nice while it lasted. It'll probably go back up once this area sort of builds itself back to its former glory. Until then, a couple of things that we can now do are pay off the loan again. And then we should build the recycling center over here. Another instance of the recycling center, because to manage all of these guys. The recycling centers are nice because, like I said in the earlier video where I first built them, the recycling centers are nice because, like I said in the earlier video where I first built them, they don't pollute very much. Unfortunately, one of the side effects, one of the little caveats to that is that they still do pollute, just not as much, which means that I can't build them in a residential area, not to mention the fact that it would make people hate me and would lower the land value. But more importantly, it pollutes the area around it, so I can still only really build it in the industrial area. It just can be a little bit of a lighter industrial area. It doesn't have to be in one of the like super polluting ones. But we can now build that. So let's place one. Boom. Oh, never mind. Boom. Alright. And it looks like this area is sort of starting to rebuild itself. Let's take a look at land values and make sure I haven't, like, crashed those at all. No, looks good. Oh, we built high density around the cemetery. That's funny. We still haven't unlocked the crematorium, have we? No. Ooh, this is getting really bad. Garbage trucks, come over here. Quickly, 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 quickly. We need you. And let's just take a look at how are our transport routes doing right now. Nice, nice. So all of our transport routes are doing fairly well. They're getting between 50 and 120 passengers a week, which is good. And the metro, we have a grand total of 1 passenger on the metro. Ooh, we may get 3 at some point. Maybe we'll just lower this to a single vehicle for now, because I imagine that that's probably not going to get all that popular until our size grows enough where the buses are super inconvenient. But another thing it looks like we need is emergency services to be extended out to this side of the city. So we'll wait for this, for our budget to get to the point where we can sustain, or obtain, I guess, build a new fire department here as well, although I think that's less of a priority because nothing is actively burning. And then we should probably also build a medical center, because I imagine that that's going to be something that people start to complain about over on this side of the city too, especially considering the garbage pile up recently. And I know that garbage pile-ups have a tendency to make people sick in the area that they've been built or created. Occurred. Yeah, so we'll build another medical center once we have the budget for that. Medical clinic, not medical center. That's a monument, but same thing. So once this is completed, or once I'm able to do this, I will build it. What's our crime rate? Let's take a look at that quickly. Our crime rate is 5%, not bad. So, let's see, what else do we have? Is this one that required an unemployment rate? I feel like there's one that required I feel like there's one of these that required a crime rate that was like 50%. I'm not sure. Oh, what's this? A driving range. Golf is apparently popular in City Skylines. Who knew? Alright. Ooh, water is now an issue. This time I remembered. Let's raise the budget instead of building a new thing. Like I so often naively do, thinking that that will fix the problem with the greatest efficiency. There we go. The problem goes away. So it looks like we'll probably need to work on somehow localizing our recycling. So what I'll probably end up doing is creating like a little unit of like utilities and such farther back at some point later in the series, maybe in a couple of episodes. That way we can also, what's our fire rate? Let's see, our fire hazards 51%. Okay. So I'll probably build like utility units of sorts back here a little bit later in the city lifespan to help deal with the garbage problem, and then I can just put the recycling centers in the middle of those. That way the residential people don't have to deal with that, and we have stuff around it that sort of fits the same type of stuff. And that's also probably where I'll start building like a road maintenance depot or something. We have toll booths, but we don't really have anywhere to put a toll booth yet. I don't know, maybe in the next episode we could expand out to the tile over by the highway, and then build a toll booth along the highway, possibly. But then that could also decrease tourism, so I don't know. Let's just take a look at the number of people visiting here again. Alright, it's enough to allow it to break even. We've got 50 now. And it looks like our high density is sort of starting to build up. So this is good. I think this is probably a good point to end this episode on again. Our last couple, this one and the last one, have been fairly long ones. So I'd just like to say before we close the episode, thank you all very much for watching to this point in the episode. If you have, I really appreciate it. If you don't mind dropping it a like if you did enjoy it, maybe commenting on the video to raise the interaction a little bit. Subscribe to the channel so that you can continue to see more of my videos and help to grow the channel. And share the video or channel with people who you think might be interested. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next episode of Pretzeltown. Goodbye, everyone. Yeah, it happened again. I just reached another milestone while I was attempting to record my intro and outro card.